to another ASMR collection video right now. I already recorded this once and the audio was messed up because the noise suppression screwed up the audio on the mic. I didn't realize I had noise suppression on it, so anyway, I'm gonna do just a part one of some of my rarer PS2 games. So here we go. The first one is not that rare. This is Persona 4. This is one of my favorite PS2 games. One of my favorite games in general. And I love all the newer, I love all Persona games, but I love the newer ones. Like Persona 3, 4, and 5. And I like the characters in this one the best. It's got some really great characters. And it came with the soundtrack, but I only have one of the discs. So, this game came out really late in the PS2 life cycle. Like PS3 was already out, and no one cared about it when it came out. I remember thinking it was really weird that it was coming out that late for PS2. They didn't even release a PS3 version. It was just PS2. And I remember I went and got it, and I bought it day one because, and there was no fanfare about it. There's no posters. There's nothing. And there was like just a copy standing there, and the guy gave me like an art book because like you were supposed to only give it to people who pre-ordered it, but like maybe no one pre-ordered it, so they gave me an art book that went along with it, but I have no idea where that went. It probably got thrown out. I'd be amazed if it still exists somewhere. It was back at my parents' house, so it probably got thrown out. But Persona 4, great game. If you haven't played it, play it. Very long game, though. The next one is Breath of Fire 5 Dragon Quarter. Well, it's just called Breath of Fire Dragon Quarter, but it's Breath of Fire 5, and this is a very divisive game. Not many people love it. Some people love it, but it's not beloved by everybody. And it's got a weird roguelike mechanic in it where you have to keep on replaying it, and the more you replay it, like more storyline scenes pop in, and like you have this meter that is constantly going up, and if it reaches 100%, it's game over, so you have to restart it, and your guys get better every time. I forget what carries over. I don't know if it's levels or what, but it's really cool. It all takes place underground. It's like futuristic. It's really cool, and the battles take place on screen. Like, it doesn't switch to a new screen, and they're somewhat like strategy RPG-ish. Like, you guys have a range of movement. It's really good. One day I will hopefully play this. I never beat it. I think every other game on here I did not beat, besides Persona 4, which is kind of sad. I have a lot of PS2 games and I did not beat the vast majority of them. So, okay, the next one is Grim Grimoire. Now this is another interesting game. It's a real-time strategy game, but it's 2D, so it's a 2D plane. It's really interesting. I remember it being very hard. I got to a point in which I couldn't get any further. I really like the disc. I think the disc is really cool. Like the colors, the blue it's not real-time strategy. It's kind of like Ictra Union or what's that series of games? I can't remember. It's on the tip of my tongue. They just released like a remake and for PS4 and like 3DS and probably Switch. Oh my god. Oh my god. But it's like that. Like you got two sides like run at each other and like it's kind of like those Generation of Chaos games for PSP as well, but very complex, very different, not for this sort of beginner novice RPG player for sure, and probably not for everybody, but it was pretty cool from what I played. The next game is Lapu Tactics. Now, this was made by the people who are famous for Disgaea, and this is, I think it shares some enemies and stuff with Disgaea, but it's not connected. It's like, it takes place in like an alternate history where you play as this girl. It's like France, and she has to, it says, as Briere, a 16-year-old demon hunter, you'll journey through a treacherous medieval Europe in this occult tale of deception and betrayal. Enter a stunning anime world featuring more than 120 hours of gameplay. Enjoy a tactical battle system with instant level ups. Master 149 unique weapons and magical objects. So I used to have the booklet for this somewhere, and I don't know where it is. Interestingly enough, it was published by Mastiff, which I have no idea what other games they published. They must have been a very small publishing company because I have never heard of them, and this is the only game that I know that they published. So this was before NIS or Atlas, whoever started publishing the Disgaea games. Well, this was before then, because this was published by Mastiff, whoever they were. Now, this is the rarest game in my PS2 collection, and also the rarest game in this video, but more importantly, the rarest game I have, and that is Rule of Rose. And when I bought it, actually I think I got this for Christmas. I asked for Christmas in like 2007. I wanted to have one last hurrah on my PS2, so I asked for like 10 cheap pre-owned games. I think this was like $20. It has a $32.99 sticker on it, but that was I bought it from GameStop. I think, unless I bought it myself from like this video rental place, and this is the right sticker, but I think I got this from GameStop. I could be wrong, but it was not that expensive. Obviously, when I bought it, it was just a regular game. No one knew what it would become, but here it is. It's got the booklet. It's an interesting survival horror game where the antagonists seem to be these orphans or like children, and I didn't beat this. I only played through maybe like 10% of it, which now I really regret, and I know I have to beat it, and I know I have to play it, and I will. I just have to find a way to hook up my PS2. I still have a fat PS2. And so my ex has like an old analog TV that I'm thinking about taking if it still works. Well, it's in the basement, or it's like in the storage area of her apartment. But closet because it's a big closet in my room, and having this like PS2 closet. I don't know, it's a weird idea, but this is definitely a game I should play. And there's obviously, look at all these. Most of these I haven't beaten besides Persona 4, and possibly this. I can't remember if I beat this. I got really close if I didn't beat this. This is Atelier Iris. And this was, I think, the first Atelier. I used to call them, and I still call them Atlayer. Atlayer games that came out in the West. And it's a lot different than a lot of the other Atelier games because you play as a man, you play as Klein, and it has alchemy in it, but it's not as much of a focus. It's a little more like like traditional, like Final Fantasy, like adventure. Usually the games are named after the protagonist. This is called Atelier Iris, and I think that's Iris, but I think she is not even in the game. Like, I think she's dead by the time the game starts. She's just like a legend or something. I could be wrong about that, but I think I don't remember this very well. It's another game I would, if I had all the time in the world, I would go back and play this. And maybe one day I will, but there are just so many things and so many games to play, and so many like other things going on in life, and sadly there are a lot of games that I will never go back and play or never play at all. But anyway, I think I'm gonna stop there. So that's part 1 of my PS2 obscure games. They're mostly JRPGs. And not all of them are that obscure, but they're definitely not like Madden or whatever. So, I'll see you guys in part 2